and welcome to September. This is your reading for September 2017, and thank you very much for all your comments and for sharing my videos and for liking. I just love most of all when you share how the videos resonate with you and just connect like that. It's really been lovely to read comments, and yeah, so thanks again for that. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, the link is under the video. So I just want to get into your reading now. So for September, the sun is going to be in your 9th house. New moon is going to be there as well. You'll be releasing things in the 3rd house at the full moon. So for you, especially if you're a Capricorn ascendant, so for you Capricorn, it's going to be about your belief system. You're going to be looking at, well, there'll be other things as well. There'll be things like learning, teaching, your big picture philosophy about the world, even foreign travel, your general wider perspective, your sense of the wider world beyond ourselves. So, you know, all of that area is going to be lit up, and you're very much going to be thinking, what do I believe? Where do I want to live? Where do I want to be? What do I feel about the world around me? You might even consider changing countries, because there's going to be a lot of light in that in Virgo this time around. There are a lot of planets in there shining that light, and there's a huge transformation for all of us. So you might be thinking post-eclipse, some of you, that you even want to relocate to another country. If not, you might be adopting a whole new belief system about things, about not necessarily just spirituality, but what do I believe about work? What do I believe about relationships? What do I believe about community? What do I believe about everything, all these, the houses, all the you know, aspects of life that they are. What do I believe about how much I'm valued in life? So you're going to be looking at your beliefs, and you're going to be letting go of small thinking. Totally moving into the wider consciousness and moving away from small, localized, entrenched thinking of the past. So what's going to help Capricorn to move into bigger thinking, or a bigger picture view of the world? There we go, stop. So let's go past, present, future, advice, and probable outcome. So the energy that you've just moved out of is fertility, and I think you might have had that last month. So a lot of creative fertility or mental fertility, a lot of ideas, a lot of thinking, a lot of you know, impulses, a lot of things, paths that you could go down, generating new ideas, new possibilities, new consciousness even. So you're just coming out of that period, and for some of you, yes, it will have been actually the creation of something like a project coming to culmination, or finishing a book, or some music, or, you know, I don't know, pottery, something creative. It could actually be a child, you know, a pregnancy, or anything. It could be something that literal. But looking at fertility in relation to you taking a big picture view of the world, and teaching and learning, and your scope for philosophy, I would say that you've just come through a period where you've been evaluating a lot of things, and you've had lots of new ideas about how things could change and be different, and could break you out of the familiar and the small and the closed in, and that's what you've come through. And where you are now is, right, so we've got heartache and loss. We've got the 3 of Swords, that is, I think, in the traditional tarot deck, and that can very much be to do with healing from heartache and loss. This isn't a prediction. It's very much about, you know, perhaps what you've discovered about yourself, about what you really want out of life, possibly has led you to make a decision that has led to some kind of loss, or has led you to a realization about what you haven't done so far that's given you this sense of loss. It's not necessarily that you've lost a person or a connection or anything like that. It could be just a general sense of, well, why haven't I done those things? Why, you know, but to the point where it actually feels quite extreme and quite like something that you've missed out on. It could be to do with a person, it could be to do with a recent heartbreak, but we're going to look into the coming influences and see where we are. New beginnings. Okay, so for some it will definitely be, and looking at this as a story, it could be that you've had all these great ideas, that you tried to share them, and that in sharing them you suddenly realised, you know what, we're just not compatible, because you realise that you've got someone around you who just throws cold water on your ideas, or who doesn't engender within you that sense that of being able to run with it, stay confident and stay alive with your ideas. Because it's such a contrast looking at these two cards. There's this fertility, this growth, this development, this new thing, this idea, and then there's this loss, this sense of loss. And I'm not feeling that it's necessarily that you've lost this creation, but just that you've come to a point where you feel for some reason it hasn't been able to come to fruition. Something within you has stopped it from coming to fruition, or something that's happened around you has stopped you in your tracks and made you feel like, okay, I need to reevaluate everything now then, because it just isn't going to work out that way. But it could just be that you've got to transition through, you've come alive, and now you've got to transition through this period of awakenings and realizations about what's real and meaningful for you, so that you can have your new beginning. So you've got to draw a line under something in order to have something else. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. So the belief is still there. The possibilities are still there, infinite possibilities. The opportunity to learn, the sense of adventure, this awakening to this new life for some of you, it's still there. But maybe in order to take that new beginning, you have to say goodbye to something else that isn't a part of it, isn't going to be a part of the adventure, or doesn't want to be a part of the adventure, or doesn't belong to the adventure. Let's see what the advice is. Your first advice card, positive movement forward. Positive movement forward, having to just stick to your convictions. So it's like this period was very exciting. This period of realization was very exciting, and then this new beginning thing is very exciting as well. And then you're being asked to make positive changes, to make a move forward. So everything else is kind of surrounding that heartache and loss, and allowing it to be a very transitory thing, and asking you to focus on the positive movement, to focus on the new beginnings, okay? And to let that pull you forward. What other advice do we have? Passion ignited. Fantastic. So if this is a connection that you've had to leave behind, then it's something that was stopping you from feeling that fire inside you, that excitement about life, that passion within yourself. And it's possible that it was something where the passion for a person just wasn't quite there anymore. But through doing what you're being asked to do with your life, you are able to feel a greater sense of passion that will possibly attract a better kind of connection, a better quality of communication in the future, either with that person or with a completely new person. And if it's just nothing to do with the person, it's just, for some people it's like a wake-up call. You lose someone, someone passes on, and it makes you think, wow, life's too short. What's this all about? What is this journey I'm on? I need to do something. I need to make it count. I need to make that person, proud of me if they're looking down. I need to make all of this count for something. It can be anything like that. But the advice that you're being given is to make those changes that you're thinking of making, and allow yourself to be filled with a new passion for life, or a new passion for, what you could achieve in the world generally. Connecting with people from different cultures, or learning new things, learning a language, or learning something new about yourself, or just changing what you believe about what's possible for you. It might be that you've not believed up until now that anything amazing or new or different can happen for you, that it happens for other people but not you. And maybe this is the turning point where you begin to think, actually, no, something great can happen for me. I'm going to make a decision about this change that I've dreamed of for as long as I can remember, and I'm going to just start to put steps in place to make this happen. Okay, and your outcome, accelerated motion. So it looks as if once you start to sow the seeds and to put those steps in place for something new that either involves foreign travel or learning a language or changing your belief system and allowing that to affect the overall picture of your life. Once you do that and let go of small thinking, things are going to start to move very, very quickly, because it's as if the universe is waiting for you to make some changes, make some new decisions. And it's entirely up to you, of course, Capricorn, what those decisions are. Only you know the details of those. And if you want to look further, you can book a reading. But, you know, it's a personal, individual thing. It's nothing that anyone else can tell you to do. And it's nothing that anyone else can force you into, or that anyone else can know about from the inside, from your perspective. Only you know what this journey's really been about and how you got here to making this decision and to, you know, just living life on your own terms and having this bigger vision. Decision. Okay, so I'm going to pick an angel card for you. Where are you taking me, angels and guides? Over to left or right? Over to the left, and here we've got, oh great, positive outcome. At this very moment you are sowing the seeds of your future through your thoughts, feelings, beliefs and attitudes. So, you know, it's again what we said about maybe you've never believed something like this was possible for you. It could be that you've been offered an opportunity to go on an adventure or something like that, and you just you know can't quite believe it, or that's what's about to come in, and you're being asked to trust. Whether through love, fear or indifference, you are always creating something. So remember to keep your thoughts, beliefs and attitudes positive, and you will create a positive outcome. It might be that you want to do some belief work, like sit down and really work through what are the beliefs, or even go to a practitioner and work through that, so that you can come to a different kind of understanding about what's possible for you. All right, Capricorn, I hope that helps you. That seemed to go by very, very quickly. I don't think we've come to the end of the time, and I think that's kind of a metaphor again for how quickly things can happen for you. I feel as if you've already come through quite a lot of shifts and changes, and this fertile period was things started to move, things started to happen, and then it was like, oh, this thing in the middle of it that you had to deal with, some kind of emotional thing, some kind of emotional burden or loss. But everything else around that is saying go, go, go. You know, you deserve to have a new beginning. You deserve to be able to wipe the slate clean and move on from this with renewed passion and faith in the future. All right, so have a great September, and I will speak to you again next month if you want to book a reading. The link is in the description box below. Thanks, Capricorn. Take care.